Good AL MVP race going on between Bobby Witt Jr. and Aaron Judge. We can cue the tweet here because we don't have the video, but we don't catch everything. So sometimes we rely on the hard workers on social media. They're not always accurate, but according to MKG Sports on the Royals broadcast, they just said if Aaron Judge played for the Royals instead of the Yankees this season, he'd have 29 home runs instead of the 42 he has playing in a little league park. Here is the true MVP. You can also tell where the allegiance is based on that little profile picture. You see the profile?
Yeah.
See who's in there? It's Pat Mahomes.
He's a Chiefs fan, so Bobby Witt plays for the Chiefs?
Yeah. Now, there's parts to this story because I wanted to find it, but I couldn't see it either anywhere. I'm like, okay, I wanted to hear what they said. Did they just mention, where his home runs would go in Kauffman Stadium based on StatCast metrics? Like, where is the juice behind this? But also the fact that Fangraphs projections, Kip, said that Juan Soto would only hit 33 home runs because Yankee Stadium would suppress his power. He's already at 33 home runs, so how'd that go?
Why on earth would Fangraphs say that?
That's their Zips model. That's what it said.
Because he only had hit 35 before. 35 was his career high, so they were like, well, this is the most he could do, even based on park adjustment.
Do I think that park adjustment is a real thing? I do. I think he absolutely benefits from playing in that. Do I think that's – if you're going to open that can of worms, now you're opening then how many times does Bobby Witt get to face the White Sox? How many times – look at the Visions comparison. Look at, there's so many away games too. Are all of Judge's home runs at home? No, they're not. So, listen, I think Judge right now is. I don't think anybody would argue that he's the clear number one. I think if Kansas City was a little bit higher in the standings, which they're getting there, I think in playing more, I think it's a lot closer than people give it to because I'm such a Bobby Witt fan where instead of you compare Judge's intentional walks that he gets to Bobby Witt's stolen bases and defense that he plays. So I think it is closer, but I don't think anybody's taking Bobby Witt over Judge right now.
Does anybody give him a vote? Or is it, if it ends today, is it unanimous? Is it unanimous Aaron Judge?
No. I think no. It's because a lot of writers go off a lot of numbers these days, right? Because they just have a hard time quantifying things. And
so what number?
Playing a premium position for a team that was terrible the last few years. I know that Judges too. I got you. I know. Shortstop gets. I'm just saying, shortstop gets merit too. It's not like, there's. I would still say the shortstop gets the edge versus the center field / corner / DH. No,
it's not like Bobby Witt's playing Gold Glove defense. He's got a 1.5 WAR. I don't think he's the highest at shortstop.
He's really good, dude. He's sick.
He ain't liability.
He's not a lot. No. I'm not saying we're talking about MVPs. We're talking about MVPs. I'm not saying he needs something that is going to push him over. If he's playing platinum shortstop glove,
he is.
We're talking about he's the best. He's the best shortstop in the league right now.
Okay, so one of my favorite actual stats that I really do like and believe in is what? Outs above average, right? Because I watch enough. Okay, so let's go over the outs above average leaders for all of baseball right now, okay? Jacob Young is number one. No, Jacob Young's number one. You often get center fielders, and Jacob Young is sick. We have not talked about him enough just because the Nats aren't relevant right now. Number two is a tie between Marcus Semien and Bobby Witt Jr. Both 16 outs above average. So
that's where he'll get his vote.
Today, Bobby Witt Jr. has been nasty at shortstop, and I would agree that this is the best shortstop we've seen from him, and he is an elite top 3 shortstop defensively in the game right now. So, Kip, my point is when you have the numbers, and his Fangraphs WAR is, I think, last I checked, identical or very close to Judge.
7.9, 8.2. Yep.
8.4.
Well, no, that's baseball ref. Fangraphs, it's 8.6 for Judge, 8.3 for Witt. So that's about the same. And Ellie De La Cruz is leading the NL. Anyway. What? Wait, I missed you. I was laughing too hard. What?
Time that you just said of their wars.
Fangraphs says 8.6 for Judge, 8.3 for Witt. The Yankees, might not make the playoffs without Judge. I don't even know, right? I mean, they didn't have him for half of last year, so you can't totally use that story. But the Royals making the playoffs with Bobby Witt playing like this will certainly get him some first place votes, in my mind.
It's 8.6 to 8.3, and then we just got the defensive war. Judge is minus 0.7 and Witt's 1.5. So actually, like, to me, you combine those, puts him above it. So it's not like
no, this is total war though.
But when you ask unanimous and all that stuff, I'm just like, it's not unanimous at all.
To me, that defense pushes it to not be unanimous.
Exactly.
So then the question is all this discussion to talk about what does Bobby Witt need to do, because he almost hit 500 in the month of July. What does he need to do to surpass Judge here in the last month and a half?
Keep going. Same thing.
Yeah, kind of.
He's got to do more. Like Judgy's got 1,100 OPS right now. What does Bobby Witt need to do? Keep going, another 500 month?
That wouldn't hurt him.
I mean, that would very much help. But you're saying to win or to get votes?
To win it. Who cares if you get votes? He's getting votes. He's second place.
Right now, yes, he's second place. And right now, if they both kept going at the paces they're going, Aaron Judge will win.
Right.
Well, if he kept going and Aaron Judge falls off a little bit, Bobby Witt needs to be – it's going to be a lot closer vote than you think. And don't undersell the luxury of having a Juan Soto next to you in the lineup that I don't think Witt has.
So you think that will diminish? Like if their numbers start getting closer, then you're saying because Judge has Juan Soto, then that might take some votes away.
A few, because they're a product of a great lineup. I think maybe not. I think taking away from Judge is not the right way to word it. I think awarding Witt for doing it without that is the better way to look at it.
Okay.
Agreed. I mean, obviously, Salvi's had a nice year, but the line of protection on one side versus the other is still glaring. Yeah. There's been times where you look and you're like, it's only Judge and Soto. Obviously, right now you're getting, Giancarlo's back and Jazz was good for a week. But I think, with Kansas City, what?
Soto's in front of him in the order?
Yeah.
The guy is, what's his on base? So Judge is always hitting with someone on base.
Yeah, you always it's pressure spots for the pitcher. I'm with you, and actually there's been plenty of articles written about how lineup protection is not real by the numbers, and I think it's total garbage. I've read there's plenty. I'll send you a couple. I've read some smart people that I like try to do research on it and say that it's not really a thing. I'm like, you're wild, because every meeting, Kratz, goes over a player and how you're going to approach them. No? I mean, give us a quick sec on this and why it matters.
It matters because you have to be able to execute pitches to guys in the lineup, and you never get a breath when a lineup is absolutely dominant. Like, look at the Dodgers lineup. You're not getting a breath until right now, 5th or 6th in the order. Yeah, you might mix in there, this guy doesn't face my slider very well. This guy doesn't handle the heater up. But you can't just heater up, heater down, breaking ball, this, that. You got to have elite stuff to go through lineups that are deep and protected. And the Yankees are deep and protected. Like Juan Soto should be, I'm thinking, number 3 in MVP voting.
Yeah.
Yeah, exactly. And sometimes that hurts you. We've talked about that, in past years where you have 2 really good players and sometimes they can cancel each other out. So good debate.
Hey, everybody. Be sure to like and subscribe for more content.
We're back here every weekday, all year long, so do not miss an episode.
The videos are coming in all day. Here's another video you might enjoy.
Baseball the way it should be covered.